Hey guys, so a while ago, one of the members on the forum posted on my timeline in my diary that he was thinking about surgery, but he was going through these uh, fears or worries on if it's safe to do or should he do it. So I thought to make a video on the mental state, on emotions with leg lengthening, and I guess if a person like me who have done this lengthening, I'm going through it right now, it appears that everything is fine, but there's a lot behind the scenes that are not visible, to person looking from the outside. So I wanted to talk a little bit about this emotional roller coaster that you hop on, that from the day you research and then you had a surgery and then you do the recovery. So I remember, I think about 15, 18 years ago, when I originally found out about leg lengthening. I think it was an article, and it was written as a satire that people were breaking bones to lengthen, and it's patients are going to extremes to get that done. And I looked into it, and at that time, it used to be the only thing was available was external asphyxiators, those pins and everything. And in the United States, it was still extremely expensive. It still is. But I remember at that time, China used to be like $15,000, $20,000, and you can get it done. So I used to spend a lot of time researching, thinking about it. And I knew I didn't have the money back then. So I knew it was like a fantasy. I used to fantasize about getting it done. But I knew, in real life, I knew I can't get it done because I have no money. But I used to think about it all the time. And then I graduated from college, got a job, did some startups, got busy in life. And then slowly I started to become successful. I had the money, but unfortunately now I didn't have any time. So I couldn't just put my life on hold and put on pause and just get the surgery done. It was almost very, very difficult for me to do so. And then came COVID. And in COVID, nobody was getting out of the house. Everybody was home. This was a perfect time. I realized last year, if I was gone for a couple of months, I don't see you personally, but I speak to you on phone or, through Zoom meetings or so, there would be nothing different. You would feel perfectly normal. So that's when I took the first step last year. I think it was in October that I decided, I started to do some research, and Dr. Asiag was the closest to me. My only criteria was, well, the doctor needs to be reputable. He knows or she would know what they're doing, and should be close enough that I can drive. I didn't want to fly. And because of flight, I couldn't go to Florida for Paley. Didn't want to fly. So I emailed Dr. Asiag, and that's when I had taken the first step. It was still a dream. Leg lengthening, I love to do it at that time, but it was still a dream. I didn't know that if I will truly get it done. And then Dr. Asiag, he replied fairly quickly. I remember I did a Zoom meeting. I was actually driving my car, and Dr. Asiag called me out of the blue. And he said, do you have time to talk right now? And I said, yeah, let's talk. He set a date to go ahead and meet with him to do the x-rays and stuff. He had sent me a medical pre-clearance form. So we scheduled the date for the surgery. In December, early December, I went to Baltimore. I had gotten Airbnb there. So everything was set. And even though I was in Baltimore, I was still out of touch. It was still not registering in my mind that I am going to get leg lengthening surgery. So I was there. And then the day came when I actually went to see Dr. Asiag for the very first time. That was the first, I think, second or third video I had posted. And he answered all my questions. Everything went normal. Still no panic. I mean, I was happy. I mean, this is happening. I'm loving it. And then the day came when I had to go to the hospital by myself and, prep for the surgery. So they had told me to come early morning and woke up early. I couldn't sleep that night. Woke up at 5 o'clock, 5 a.m., and then drove to Sinai Hospital. And I remember, my wife had driven me to the gate, got out of the car, and as I'm walking towards the hospital, I kept thinking this may very well be my last time walking by myself forever in my life. Like maybe I'm making a mistake. Because you have perfectly good, good health, perfectly good legs. Nothing's wrong with you, and you're getting this surgery done. So I'm walking towards the gate, and it starts to become real that this is what it is. And then they checked me in. They put me in the waiting area. That's when I think I made the video, and I don't know if you can tell from the video. My nerves were on the edge. There were like a million questions and scenarios going through my mind. And I didn't know. It's like you have a dual personality. You keep thinking, bad decision, bad idea. I'm gonna F things up. I mean, shit. And then you're like, woohoo! This is what I wanted forever, and I'm getting it done. So I kept going back and forth, and then they gave me a room to clean myself, change, and then took me to the operating room, put me under anesthesia, and then I woke up, and that was it. So once I woke up, I remember, I think that's when I made the videos as well in the Sinai Hospital's patient room. And they had given me what they call nerve block. So it's not as extensive or heavy on your body as spinal tap. But it takes up to 24 hours to wear off. And until it's worn off, your legs are basically dead because they're numb. So I remember waking up, being in my, in my room there, and I couldn't. Well, at that time I was not doing anything. They had put the ice packs on my legs, and then later in the day, the PT, the outpatient therapist, she came in. She was very nice. And then she asked me, she said, okay, move your toes, move your legs. And then she said, lift your leg. So I could lift only my left leg. And then she said, lift your right leg. I could not move it. I mean, basically, it's like you're trying, you just can't move your leg. You can't lift it. And boy, I was panicking. She told me not to panic. It's probably the anesthesia. But that's when, like I said about the roller coaster. So you're really happy, and then something happens, and then you worry, and you think like you made a bad decision. You're gonna fuck up everything. I mean, everything gonna go to hell. So that night was very difficult for me because I kept thinking, am I paralyzed in one leg? I'm not going to be able to move. I'm not going to be able to walk. And mind you that this is the first day after surgery. So, and then the next day, the outpatient therapist came in and he pushed me. He said, okay, at least stand up. Let's move and let's do this and let's do that. And lo and behold, I mean, I was able to walk the very next day. I made the video for that as well. I was very, very happy. So that was done. So at that time, I still had the anesthesia that they put through the vein, the drip. So you still don't feel the pain and everything has not kicked in yet. It's when they discharge you and then you go home, and then I start taking oxycodone, so there's no more drip in me, and the pain slowly starts to come in, the stiffness. And the house that we were staying in had stairs in it. And boy, coming up and down those stairs was the most difficult thing I did for the first 2 weeks. Going to bathroom, restroom. I know I made a video on how to go to the restroom, and when I made that video, it was of course easy for me to sit up and down and everything. But if you would have came to me in December and looked at me, I mean, going to the bathroom was a chore. It was not a happy thing. Going up and down the stairs, it was difficult for me. Sleeping was difficult for me. You keep thinking you're always in pain, you can't turn, you can't sleep. So slowly I started to become better. Oh, and I could not go anywhere without first it was my walker. And then I graduated from walker to crutches. And slowly I came off crutches. So it's, now that I think back, we have, we used to have crutches and walker here at home, in my office, everywhere. And now we have put them away in our attic, so we don't need them anymore. But now I think back that there was actually a time that a crutch for me or a walker for me to walk was a must. And I find it funny. I mean, the time passes so quickly, and it's funny how your body adjusts to the new thing, the next issue or next problem, and you forget what you've been through already. So it's only been 2 months, but it's hard for me to imagine or visualize that I was at stage where the walker was a must for me. I could not sit up or stand by myself. It was just crazy. And then most recently, the bone growth. So you have seen me, first I went there, you see a bone gap, and you're like, oh crap. I mean, well, I'm going to get healed, or will there going to be another surgery needed, or am I screwed? Am I going to be able to lengthen at all? I mean, I already spent the money, so will I going to be able to get the height that I wanted? And then, we tried different methods. You try nutrition, walking, exercise, whatever, food, and then slowly it starts to get better. So that was another roller coaster. Physical therapy is another one. I remember in December, the first physical therapy that I went to, it was easy. It was walk in the park. The lady was, the therapist, Kim from Sinai therapist. She bent my knees or my legs, and she was working on my quads. And nothing was a problem. I mean, she could bend easily, and I'm thinking, is that what they call PT? I mean, that's what they're going to do? If that's what it is, then it's walk in the park for me. I mean, I will fly through this in flying colors. And then after a month came January. And then slowly you could tell the tension was building. I couldn't walk as easily. I start to waddle. And then I start to work on my waddle. And I start to walk more and more. And then the gait start to get better. So again, that was another roller coaster. So what I'm trying to say is, to the gentleman who had posted that he is scared he wants to get the surgery, but he's scared that if he will be able to succeed or if he's going to screw up his life. Myself, even having gotten the surgery, it's still, I feel like I'm through a roller coaster. It's like you accomplish or conquer one thing, and then another challenge comes up, and then another one. And while you're doing this stuff, you forget the previous ones, and you're continuously looking forward and moving forward. So if you're thinking about surgery, go for it, if you can afford it. I will tell you the best thing ever happened to me through this roller coaster is the leg lengthening forum. So, as you're going through your down days or you're in pain, somebody will post something on the forum. It doesn't matter what. Somebody will post something that will make your day, that will push you through. This forum, the people there are very nice, very knowledgeable, and everybody is encouraging everybody else, A lot of people who posted on my diary, they don't even know me. Yet they posted, good job, kudos to you, hitting the milestone, keep going, or move, get up from your fat ass and get moving, exercise, or eat, or or this worked for me, or I took more vitamin D, or what have you. It doesn't matter what it is. Just the mere fact that people are taking time out of their busy lives and posting on your diaries and giving you advice or encouraging you, that makes your day and that keeps you going. So post your diaries on this forum. It will make your day and it will keep you going on your down days. So I'm really thankful for that. So far, so good. Here I am. I think tonight I'm going to hit exactly 2 inches. I'm going to measure myself at, on the magnetic device. It says 2 inches, but am I really 2 inches high? I'm going to check myself. And then in my next couple of videos, I'm gonna make a video on my scars, height and everything. So thank you so much for listening, me rambling, and have a wonderful day. See ya.